Here comes the Yamanote line into Tokyo Station. This is how most people will get here. They'll be taking the Yamanote line or the Marunouchi line, which goes to the other side of the station. The Yamanote line is probably the busiest train in the city of Tokyo. It's certainly the most famous one. How you doing, everybody? We're going to be walking from Tokyo Station to Ginza. This is one of my favorite walks, one of the walks that I've done quite a bit because, well, it's not easy to get to Ginza from Tokyo Station unless you take a taxi or a bus, but walking is not that bad. It's only about a 10-15 minute walk. Of course, this is going to take us much longer because there's things to stop and see along the way. So let's get going. How you doing, everybody? Welcome aboard. Hey folks, we're live. You might want to refresh your browser. If the stream ever lags or goes offline, refresh your browser and it should come back on. We're inside of the belly of the beast. The signal's not going to be as great in here, but in about 30 seconds, we're going to be outside of the gate here. There's a Shinkansen on the left side, the Tokaido and the Tohoku Shinkansen. And behind us, that way, that is the Yamanote line and all the local train lines that we came on to get here. It's all connected inside of the station. And in another live stream, I actually showed you how you can get onto the Shinkansen platform for just $1.25. If you want to go there, take pictures, you don't actually need a Shinkansen, a JR pass or a ticket. You can get a platform ticket, which costs 140 yen or $1.25 to get on there. And that adventure was pretty cool. You can't ride the Shinkansen, but you can go and see it. We're going to be leaving the Yaisu Central exit here. Yaisu, there's two sides of Tokyo Station. There's the Marunouchi side, and then there's the Yaisu side. Yaisu is the new entrance or exit. I have my Ikoka, which is the Osaka Suica variety. And then the Marunouchi, which is the old red brick entrance that faces the Imperial Palace. Now you can go this way towards Nihonbashi, but we're going to go this way. It says Expressway. If this is your first time to Tokyo Station, welcome. If you've been watching only in Japan, go for, oh, there's some rugby fans. There's been a ton of rugby fans. You can tell they're just bigger and stronger, more imposing looking. Lots of rugby people here. In fact, Japan has been abuzz by the behavior of some of the rugby fans. some of the people don't know the customs and traditions and laws and rules of Japan, I guess, but they've been celebrating a little bit too hard. All right, here's the central exit for you. We're going to walk out a little ways, and you're going to be able to see the front of the Yaisu entrance. Now, this has all been redone. About 20 years ago when I came, this facade of the Tokyo Station was such a boring brown color, and it said Tokyo Station, really, really old and retro-like, and they have done a great job of renovating it. It's beautiful right now. The Yaisu exit gets the respect it deserves. Up there above is the Daimaru department store and Grand Tokyo Hotel. It's all brand new, maybe about 5 years. But there's a ton of construction on the side, and now you can see the roof of Tokyo Station. The taxi queue is over here, and there's a lot of local buses. This is one of the local buses that you can use to get to Odaiba. There's lots of buses. If you don't know the bus routes, it's good to learn that. There's the friendly airport limousine. There's tons of buses that go towards Narita, and they're 1,000 yen. It's a lot cheaper than taking, oh, let's cross the street. It's a lot cheaper than taking the Narita Express. So this one's going to Tokyo big site. You can see kind of flickering, but there's a that are newer. They look like English taxi cabs, a lot more spacious. Not as much. The boot is a little bit bigger for the luggage, but it's still about the same amount of space. So if you got a lot of luggage, you might want to take a bus. This walk is probably going to take us about, I don't know, 30 minutes to get there. But on the way, there's about 5 or 6 stops that we're going to make to show you some of the history, some of the amazing aspects of the city of Tokyo on this side. Once again, if you're lagging, you can click the refresh button if you're watching this live. The playback should be buttery smooth. Should be. Here we go. Now, oh, hello.
Can I get a picture with you? We watch you on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, sure. I was just getting warmed up here. How you doing? Where are you from?
Buffalo, New York.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go Bills.
Yes. Oh, awesome meeting you.
Nice to see you too. Hi. Welcome to Japan.
Just got in yesterday.
Yeah. Have a good trip.
Have a good one. Thank you.
All right. Let's cross the street here. Now this here is, we would call this like a pop-up shop. It's just something that's going to be here for now. And they said in December, according to the taxi driver that drove us, Kanai and I, to Tokyo Station, it's going to be gone in December. It's called The Farm Tokyo, and it's a barbecue spot. It used to be a skyscraper. They tore it down. Now it's something else. Is the traffic waiting for us to cross? Okay, I'll cross. Arigatou gozaimasu. It's kind of neat. I like the fact that they imported a tractor. Let's take a look at the menu here, and I might be back. A lot of the Rugby World Cup spectators and visitors will come in here and partying at night. It's gotten a little crazy. The farm, okay, it apparently will be closing at the end of this month. And then they start construction on the real building. It's a little pricey. These places are a little pricey, but you get to hang out inside of the station in a place that's going to be a skyscraper soon. So that's kind of neat. Just so everybody knows, this is the iPhone 11 Pro, but it does not have the super wide lens yet. YouTube has not activated the ability to pull into the third lens, so you can't go super wide yet, which is a shame because you would see like 50% more, I think, with the super wide. This is as wide as the iPhone 11 Pro goes in a live stream. The color should be a little bit better. The signal should be stronger. So far, it has not been, but we won't penalize them too much. We're still getting used to working with the new phone. Hello. If you do have any questions along the way, don't hesitate to ask several times because I might miss it the first 2 or 3. All right, so this bus getting out right here is one of the many airport buses. Hold on a second. This is one of the many airport buses. The JR buses and the Keisei buses are all 1,000 yen. So that means that if you are looking for a cheap way to get to Narita Airport, that's it. That takes still under an hour to get to Narita, and the Keisei bus is just over there. These are both on the Yaisu side, not the Marunouchi side. And the JR buses is where the highway buses are, and they'll let you off here. So then you'll be let off right in front of the station, which is more convenient than being let off at the station, unless you're riding the Shinkansen, then I guess you can get off at the station. Yeah, I never actually have ridden the JR buses. I've only ridden the Keisei one. And for 1,000 yen, it's a pretty darn good deal. Now on the left here, and we've gone just straight across from the Yaisu Central exit. You can see right there, tons and tons of bars and nightlife. This is where a lot of the businessmen will go in the area after hours to celebrate with their coworkers. Lots of, I know there's a kushikatsu place, a lot of izakayas, cheap eats, and expensive eats too. And then if you go between the alleys, you'll discover little shops as well. between here and Ginza. This side is a little bit more subdued. And we're walking now out to an area in front of the station called Kyobashi. Kyobashi. David Lewis writes in, "Hey John from Melbourne, grab a beer along the walk." I absolutely will. I'm gonna be looking for it. And Allison Lynn writes in, "Buy yourself some cream puff." Ooh, some shoe cream. We will be stopping into a convenience store. I don't know if shoe cream mixes well with beer though. But we'll see what we can do with that. Appreciate that, guys. There's a 7-Eleven across the street. A lot of the buildings here, they go up about 8 or 9 floors, and it's pretty consistent. Back in the 1980s and 90s, when they were kind of rebuilding this area, none of them went higher than this. And it's only been in the last, I don't know, 5 years that the buildings have gotten a lot taller. They'll go up maybe 30% higher. And it could be because of the construction materials are better now, or they're safer because of the earthquakes. I'm not sure, but you can see the building laws have been followed as well. Between the buildings, you have to have 1 meter space. Do you see that? It's pretty consistent between all of the buildings there. 50 centimeters and 50 centimeters. Unless it's a public walkway, and then it has to be a little bit wider. I know that because I did an episode on NHK about this. There you go. So it has to be this wide between the buildings. It's about 1 meter. I think that's less. I think it's 50 centimeters, but it's enough to walk through. But anyways, let me just go back to this building here. This is called Media, this market right there. And its history goes back to 1885, I want to say. Isono-san is the founder of it, and he went to Tokyo University, and let me see if I get all the history right, because I used to come to the shop all the time. What I was saying is 20 years ago, I didn't have, that's nice in the shadow, I didn't have a lot of places to go to get foreign foods. And one of the things I liked when I was 25 years old was Cherry Coke, and they had that here. This is a shop where you could find all sorts of Western stuff. Do you see that there? There's some of the history there, but this shop was founded in 1933, this building here, and it has not changed in style much at all. There's been some renovations. I remember seeing it renovated, but it's a good contrast between the newer buildings around it. But what made this shop really important to me was this is where I would get some of my there's the year right there. I would get some of my like spaghetti and pasta sauces and things like this that you couldn't find in the Japanese supermarkets. You can get that in Media. And it was a Tokyo University graduate that went to London for a few years, and he came back by ship. I think it was the Yokohama Maru was the name of the ship. And he sailed back as purser of the ship, stopping in all the ports and seeing the business that was taking place between the ship and other companies. And he got back to Tokyo, and he's like, or back to Yokohama, and said, "I'm starting Media." And he did. And since then, it's been really, really popular. They have about 4 or 5 shops, and I think they have one in Kyoto and one in Yokohama and 2 in Tokyo, I believe. But they also make their own products like jams and things like this that are harder to get in Japan. But now globalization is catching up to Media, and I don't need to go here anymore. I can go to Costco. But 20 years ago, this was a big deal. It's a big deal. That's right. This is because of the black screen. You didn't get too much information, but back there is this street here. That's where Takashimaya is, which opened in 1831 in Kyoto. And that's one of the most prestigious department stores in Japan. This one's kind of neat to go into because it still looks like the 1930s inside there. And it's still got that reputation of being really high-class omotenashi service, where when you enter, they all bow at 10 a.m. It's pretty a nice thing to see. Go to a department store at 10 a.m. and watch the morning bow as all the customers file in and all of the service people give an amazing amount of respect to you. Customer is God in Japan. That department store is just this way, about 250 meters, and it finished renovations, so it's looking really nice right now. Takashimaya started as a second-hand shop selling like textiles, old kimono textiles, a very humble beginning, turning into an amazing chain of department stores. Of course, like Amazon and other technology and stuff has caught up to them, but I still like to go in there and take a look at some of the stuff. And on the roof, they got a beer garden in the summer. All right, guys, I can't see the screen because the sun is in my eyes. So if there's anything happening, just tap me on the shoulder and I'll be able to respond. You can hear the air is a little bit different between the buildings. This is the end of Kyobashi right here. And this is a store that I go to quite often that's coming up after the Lawson's on the right side. Kyobashi Station is right underneath us right now. And if you go to the left, you'll come to a station called Takaracho. That's on the Asakusa line. And that's also a stop where you can get, gosh, the cars here are pretty darn cool. This is Chuo Avenue, Chuo Dori, so you're gonna see like the best of the best driving through this one. If you wanna be seen and heard, apparently. So this building right here is pretty impressive. You see trees growing off of the first 5 floors of it. This is new. I'd say 3 years old. I remember when they were constructing it. This is the headquarters for Bridgestone. Bridgestone is also my bicycle. I got a Bridgestone bike. That's like the Rolls Royce of bikes, sort of, maybe. They also make tires. And there you go. So Bridgestone's HQ is in this building, as well as a couple of other big-time companies. And the Dasai Japanese sake bar is down in the basement. And I like this Dasai because they were one of the first. I got a chance to meet the CEO of Dasai at a book signing, talked to him for a long time, and we did a business card exchange and then kept in touch. And then he invited me to come down to his brewery and take a look. And I proposed to him what I could film. So I actually spent the night at the Dasai Brewery in the test center camping. And in the morning, the shacho tapped us on the shoulder, woke us up, and we had a tour of the brewery. And that's the episode on the main channel, which you can see, which is super interesting. Here's some of the list of the restaurants here. This is stuff that you can't see on Google Street View. If you walk around, you just can't zoom in close enough to see the actual restaurants in there. But there's some good looking ones. Look at the gyoza. Oh man, I love it when they get that crusty stuff all around it. This one is called Hangyong, Chinese restaurant. But even though it says Chinese restaurant, it's definitely Japanese influenced. There's a good looking okonomiyaki in the basement. Very interesting to see. Yeah. And I like the vibe of this building. It's a lot of trees, very natural. It's almost like you're walking through a park. This is on the way to Ginza. Sometimes walking is the best way. You would miss this if you didn't. There's a little vegetable stand selling produce right in the front there. That really does mix well. Let's see if the Dasai bar is still there. Just really quickly. I'm just going to copyright music. Okay, should be okay. Oh, hello.
I told us to tap you on the shoulder.
You did tap me on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Is the screen still black? Yeah, welcome aboard.
I was literally headed to Tokyo Station and Ginza today.
Whoa!
Yeah, so on the train.
Coincidence.
I took my phone.
Well, then you have to join me for the next 15 minutes.
I would love to.
All right, Alex is here visiting from Germany, actually staying nearby, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah, you still at the Appa Hotel?
Yeah, Nihonbashi. Higashi Nihonbashi.
Higashi Nihonbashi.
Yes.
Now, the Kyobashi's history, this building is interesting because it takes Kyobashi back to its founding. It used to be a market-like atmosphere. You can see that in this picture. And after the Great Kanto earthquake of 1920s, do you know when the Great Kanto earthquake was, Alex? No, maybe.
2011?
No, that was the Tohoku earthquake. The Great Kanto earthquake was the one in the 20th century. It it destroyed Nihonbashi, the markets there, so they moved the fish market to Tsukiji back in the early 20th century. But this area used to be a fairly vibrant market, and what they've done with this building, with all the trees around it, is they've brought back the feel of the market, bringing in some local vendors selling produce and fruits and things like that. I like that you don't see that in a lot of the cities, and even the building itself shows some of the nature. So good job to the architects and designers. And Bridgestone probably had something to do with it. All right. Did you eat lunch?
Not yet.
Ooh,
Breakfast at the hotel. That's it.
This is Mont Bell. This is a shop that I like to go to get my camping stuff. I usually will wear some Mont Bell stuff. I think it's an Osaka-based company, and they're growing really fast in Japan. Sponsor me, Mont Bell. Sponsor me. Just saying that out loud in case they are watching at the same time. All right, Mr. Potter's in the house. Alex, I am a fan, my friend. Alex, I have fans. Mr. Potter. Mr. Potter's a big fan of Alex's. Look at that. You have a YouTube channel?
Not yet.
Not yet. And Alex, say hello again. It is quite early for beer. I just want to point that out. And Alex is 19?
18.
18? That would be legal in Germany, right?
Yes, actually at 16.
At 16, so... But in Japan, it's not.
No.
No.
Which is kind of contradictory, I believe, because you can play pachinko or go to
Yeah, you can gamble, right?
Yeah, or like adult activities.
But you
Or,
can't...
Like at 18, but you can't drink. It's
not fair.
confusing.
It's confusing.
Yeah.
You should have like an international exemption card.
Yeah.
Just yes, I'm proven to be a good citizen in my country for alcohol. Let me have it. And welcome to Ginza. We've just entered into the entrance. Ginza Ichome is the next intersection. Ichome being one, Ichi, and this is pretty interesting. But we're gonna keep the live stream going because we had black screen for a lot of it. Maybe we'll get a drink in there. This is where this bridge is pretty significant, where you see the Lixil up there. And oh, I completely went by that. On the other side of right there, that retro-looking building, that's the Police Department Museum, the Tokyo Police Department Museum, and that might be an interesting little walkthrough. Usually the Tokyo Police Department mascot is there, which is kind of a freaky little alien mascot. But on the other side of this bridge, which is the expressway, is Kyobashi. So this separating neighborhoods. Marker, I guess that's the word. Mr. Potter, I hope you caught up on your sleep, Alex. Did you get enough sleep?
Yes, I did. Thanks.
Yeah? Good.
Got used to the Japanese time zone.
Yeah. Do you need something to drink? Let's go get the super chats to good use. Let's see here. This one 7-Eleven is quite busy. Let's get some here. I don't know if I'm gonna get a cream puff. I was asked to get cream puff, but we'll work on it. We'll work on it. Let's go inside, get something. What's your pleasure? We've got all sorts of coffees and teas. This is the original cafe au lait, and then Starbucks has their own.
So many choices.
There's too many choices. There's also teas and soft drinks. I like a good refreshing tea. This is new. Never seen that before. Witty latte. I might go with jasmine tea. I'm gonna go with some jasmine tea. What do you like?
This one caught my attention.
Oh, that's
Do you
the.
recommend this?
You just up. This is the 7-Eleven tea, and this is the very premium jasmine tea. I see you have expensive tastes.
Oh, you,
What's that? All right, let's get.
you want to pay?
Oh no, it's all right.
Thank you.
This music is putting me to sleep.
I asked you in the chat if it's okay if I join today again because I didn't want to be rude.
I did not actually see the chat because the sun was in my eyes.
Yeah, people in the chat told me just go.
Just go. Just do it.
Oh, yeah.
That's how we work. Yeah, if you're watching on a browser, you can click refresh. This 7-Eleven is famous. This was in my why doesn't Japan have any trash cans story. And do you know, Alex, why Japan does not have any trash cans?
Because of bombs, right?
Because of bombs. That's one reason. The other one is that they found that the streets were cleaner when there were no trash cans.
Oh, really?
Because people took the trash home.
I see.
It's crazy, right? People were more responsible, and with the trash cans, the crows would come.
Yeah, true.
The crows would come, and then that would create. That's a Rolls Royce. How did that pull right in front of us? That's a Rolls, man. All right, we gotta let the Rolls go by. The crows didn't come, and then in the end, it was a lot cleaner. So, I thought that was pretty interesting. Now, on the weekends, do you know that they closed? Here goes the Rolls.
Chuodori?
Yeah, they closed Chuodori. Wow, that's awesome. British Racing Green, is that the color? It's a pretty sweet ride. It just stinks like money. It smelled like money. They close the streets on the weekend, which gives you a pedestrian type of feel.
That's
So
why I wanted to come today. And Akihabara in the evening. Because
Ah.
of the same street.
yeah, Chuodori goes all the way up to Akihabara. If you go the other way, you just keep walking straight. Up there is one of Kanai's favorite restaurants called Eggs and Things. It's like a Hawaiian breakfast place. She goes crazy. She goes, Jack, can we go to Eggs and Things? I'm like, once a month because it's expensive. It's like a stack of pancakes and a coffee is $20. That's actually kind of expensive for a stack of pancakes and a coffee just for breakfast. And I have a Belgian waffle maker and I make waffles all the time for her, but she still likes to go because they get a nice balcony. Welcome to Ginza. Now we're in Ichome. This is the famous walkway. Why are we walking on the sidewalk when we can enjoy the middle of the streets in Ginza? Look at this. The glare is killing my eyes.
I like how every part of Tokyo has a whole different feeling to it.
Yeah.
Different vibe.
Is Berlin like that?
Yes, a lot.
It's a lot, right? When I went there in 1997, you could tell the difference, very drastic difference between the East and the West.
Yes, it's kind of still that way.
Oh, really? The architecture and stuff?
Yes, yes. Like many locals still can tell if they are like in East or West Berlin because it just looks different.
Okay. Actually, Kanai and I just booked a ticket. We're going to Vienna for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
And then we're gonna spend 4 or 5 nights in Germany, in Nuremberg first, and then maybe Munich, and then there's a place down in the south near the Austrian border that looks like it's really pretty with the Christmas market. I guess the Eagle's Nest was there. I'm not sure.
Never heard of it.
They looked really nice. We haven't booked a hotel or anything, but thinking about that. There's Ginza Ichome. There's the sign right there. So that marks the first neighborhood here. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. We had such a great experience in Munich at the Christmas market last year that we kind of just wanted to go one more time because if we have kids in the future, it's like, when are we going to be able to come back? So
I enjoyed the live streams.
yeah, those are fun. And we met the fake French Jennifer. The fake French Japanese Jennifer came in the live stream at the end. It was the most hilarious thing. I think it was all recorded. It was does anybody remember in the archives from last Christmas in the German Germany Christmas market meetup in Munich. At the end of the live stream, this woman came out of nowhere, speaking just like Jennifer, and the same kind of bubbliness with the bottle of champagne, and she cracked it open on the street, and she said, "Hello, Jennifer, Jennifer." It was the most like surreal thing, and I was looking. Oh, go ahead. What?
She knew her?
I didn't know her. She knew who I was, and she said she'd met with Jennifer, and then Jennifer said to me, "I don't know who that person is."
Oh.
So like the most surreal moment. And then she came to the hotel later on the next day when we were checking out, and then just said hi. And she gave me a letter to give to Jennifer, and I gave it to Jennifer. And Jennifer said, "I still don't know who she is," but that live stream is so epic at the end. And Kanai and I were freezing too because we were live streaming at the same time. We didn't want to stop because it was so fun. Now everyone sees that we're walking down the middle of the street, and they're now doing the same thing too. This I believe shuts down around 12:30. So sometimes it just takes a crazy person to start walking down the middle of the street for everybody else to start doing it too. Lida. Sometimes they have performances. You'll see people with weird dogs and in costumes and outfits. And last time Peter and I walked down this main street, and we saw a full-size Rika doll, which is the Barbie doll of Japan. It's very creepy, fake head. Made me uncomfortable, but Peter went right for her. Kind of asked her out on a date, something. I don't know what he was doing. It's pretty funny. Here's the other side of the street, just to give you a look back. We've come quite a long way. This intersection right here is Ginza Nichome, and this is the luxury intersection because we have Cartier, we have Bulgari, Louis Vuitton, and then Coach. Is this Coach? Chanel. It's just a really high-priced intersection of Ginza. And Japanese like the brands, but it's been Chinese tourists who've been keeping them afloat. Japanese consumers are the toughest in the world to serve because for these kinds of high-quality bags, they count the stitching. They'll count the stitching in a Louis Vuitton bag, and if the stitching is off by one, they return it.
Wow.
I know, right?
Yeah. I see, like, when I went to Akihabara for the first time, like in the tax-free stores, all the staff were Chinese people, actually, because there's so many tourists.
That's right. 10 years ago, I was teaching at a school called Gaba right behind here. And some of the students were coming in to learn English so they could talk to the Chinese tourists. But in the end, they had to learn Chinese because it was just better business for them. And that was 10 years ago. Here is the line for the iPhone 11 Pro. There's actually a line. And it's the people who are mostly Chinese and foreign tourists that are buying it in this line. The reason is Japanese are buying it online and having it sent to them. They don't need to stand in a line anymore. But foreign tourists have to show their passport, so this line could take over an hour. Just even it being this short, you have to show your passport and some other information to get your iPhone. And they want to prevent people from buying like 10 of them and taking it back to their country. The Japanese iPhones are a little bit annoying, just so you know. You can't turn off the clicking sound for the camera and things like this. There's certain laws that Japan has with smartphones, just so you know. A little bit annoying. But it's nice, though, that they close off the streets here on the weekends. Oh, man, it's getting hot. Oh, Kimono Pan! No! All right, we gotta get a sandwich there. Mr. Potter writes in, ask Alex why he decided to travel to Japan solo. It's a good question.
Actually, I just wanted to go like as soon as I can. I didn't want to be dependent on anybody else. And just to get in touch with the people, with the locals. I also like try to learn Japanese, so if I would walk around with German or English-speaking friends all the time, it would be probably the amount of Japanese would be like non-existent. I speak.
Have you been using the Japanese a lot?
Yeah, like so far I went to Shibuya every evening and to the, what is it called again, like the little izakaya alleyway below like the tracks of Shibuya Station.
Oh yeah,
below.
yeah. What is that place? It's one of the yokochos down there. They built it right on the Shibuya River because they couldn't build anything else there. You couldn't build high-rise buildings there because the land was so bad. But they found a way to do it, and the station is now has a skyscraper all around it. And they were talking about tearing out that market, which would have been such a bad thing because it's a lot of history in there. Those little teeny, you sit like this next to the person, right? How much? But they're a little. How much did you pay for dinner? Did you eat there?
Some of the places do have like a cover charge.
Yeah.
Before you go there, like 500 yen. So you have to be careful. But it was alright. It's worth the experience, I guess.
I think so. You should. People ask me how much budget do you need to come to Japan, and my answer is, I don't know. I don't think if you can think like that too much because you're gonna see things that you just have to experience.
Yes.
Think about what is the cost of you to actually come to Japan and to come back again? It's not just in the plane ticket, it's also in your time. So you have to consider that when you decide whether or not you want to do something because of the price. The experience lasts a lifetime. It's priceless. It's priceless. It is. So you just have to say yes. Kimurapan is one of the oldest bakeries. The emperor had bread for the first time from Kimurapan. That's how the story goes. And he loved this weird food called bread so much. I guess he blessed it or something, and now it's really big. Kimuraya is very famous, and I love getting here. They also have you eaten the ebikatsu sando from here?
No.
No?
The first time in Ginza.
Oh, really? All right,
Yeah.
well, maybe we can split one. I can't eat the whole thing. All right, let's go get an ebikatsu sando. All right, we're gonna do this. I ate this in the sandwich episode, and it's so good, so good. I gotta say it twice. So
I saw it.
let me get. Oh, do you see that one? Let's see, 1,000. I bet you it's more than $10 for a sandwich. It's kind of insane, but let's see. All right. There it is. There it is. Oh no, it's exactly $10. Look at that. It really is a work of art. All right, I'm getting this. And roast beef sandwiches are also pretty good here. Really good here because the bread is excellent. All right, let's get this. Hey, put it again. Hi. Hi. Oh, that mami bread looks good. Oh, wow. Hi, gozaimasu. Oh, that looks so good. It smells so good in here too. You have no idea because you're like not there. Oh, grab that seat. Grab that seat. Gotta run. No, old lady, don't go there. Get run like an old lady. You gotta do it like that. You run and point at people and look angry. No! If you take that seat, I'll eat you alive. That's how the look of anger. I'm putting the tripod on right here. So we're gonna do a ebikatsu sandwich. All right, stay right there. I'm going in the shade too.
It was actually my first time in a real Japanese bakery.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does that compare? Look how dark. There's like no way around it. We're like super dark here in the shadows. Let's see how good this iPhone 11 Pro is working. What did you think? This isn't the typical bakery though. This is sort of, I don't know, like it's a traditional Japanese bakery.
Okay. So what's the difference between like a usual?
The usual ones now, there's three kinds. There's the traditional Japanese bakery like this, where the ampan is the main item. It's a bread with the red bean paste in it, and they have half of the shop on the front is just different kinds of ampan, simple breads with red bean paste of different flavors in it, which is unique.
Okay.
The second type is the French bakery. French bakeries where they make croissants and overpriced bread, which costs like 10 times more than the Japanese bakeries, which usually cost about 100 yen, and they're just really, really soft. Japanese like soft bread, and they're bizarre. We should go to one of those.
I will check all of them out.
Check all of them out. Yeah, Paul, P-A-U-L, is a good French bakery here.
Okay.
But we have this, and we're gonna eat this quickly and responsibly. No choking. Do you have your tea?
Yes.
It's hot. Cheers. It's really hot. This is the ebikatsu sando. Let me turn it here. The lens is better. The ebikatsu sando of Ginza. Highly, highly recommend anyone who has $10 to blow to try this out here. It's really good. Again, the value for me of this iPhone 11 Pro is not the color, it's the wide lens, which is not even available yet. She didn't give us a shibori. So you have to eat it the way we are. Go ahead, take
Thank you.
take a piece.
Itadakimasu.
Itadakimasu. It is really hot. Oh, it's about this wide inside the box. Good, huh?
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's good. What kind of cream is it inside?
What kind of cream? I don't know. I think it's like either. Hold on a second. It could be like a butter or maybe a mayonnaise. I don't know what that is.
It tastes like mayonnaise.
It could be like a mayonnaise and something mix. I'm not at right now, which is better than looking at two dudes eat on the street. look at the Ginza people walking by. And we don't quite know what the sauce is. I'm pretty sure it's a Kewpie mayonnaise with something else in it. Really pleasant afternoon. We couldn't ask for a better day. There's a typhoon that came by. It hit Korea pretty hard, but it's gone by. The wind was really strong this morning, and it's gone down now. And yeah, it's left us with really beautiful sunny skies. That's Mikimoto, which is this massive pearl shop. I don't know if it's a good idea to buy pearls here or down in Miyaken where they find them. But Mikimoto is a very famous brand, and if you're interested in the settings, I guess, you'd want to get it from here. That's Wako. The Nissan building, which is this new facade to it, and then Mitsukoshi, which is another very famous department store. And in the basement they have an amazing food like a depachka. It's like a food supermarket, tons and tons of interesting things, and they're getting ready for some kind of photo shoot in front of us as well. Nobuta writes in, can you say hi to Justin Zielinski, please? Hi, Justin Zielinski. He's sad you didn't see his 2 super chats. Oh, okay. I'm gonna let me look and see. Again, like it's hard for me to see the screen. There's Justin. Have a drink, courtesy of Nobuta. You guys are working together. Ando1135 writes in, solo trips are fun. Hope you're having fun, Alex.
Thanks. I am.
My girlfriend Nobuta is your biggest fan. We miss Japan. Oh, so Justin and Nobuta, thank you both of you so much. Sorry I missed it. The sun was in my eyes. I couldn't really see much of anything.
Actually, I think my mom is your biggest fan.
Oh,
I've
really?
been watching the main channel episodes with her to prove that I'm well prepared
Good.
for the trip. She's been worried.
Thank you, Alex's mom. Is she back in Germany?
Yes.
Yeah. Has she been to Japan before?
No. That's why she was like worried about that random Asian country I suddenly want to go to, but I think I convinced her that it's safe.
Oh, it's pretty safe here in Japan. You can see they're doing some kind of wedding photos out in the middle of the street. Again, because you can come out here and film on the weekends, it makes it an ideal location for pretty romantic shots in the open when there's no cars going by. Look at that dress. That's crazy. She's got to be boiling hot in that thing. Because it's a sunny day, we got a lot of the sunbrellas out, or higasa they call them in Japanese. So what are some of the things that you've experienced I'm over. When you came, it was like you were just off of the plane, Alex.
Yes.
What have you seen since then, and what can you report to us on your progress visiting Japan?
So I've visited, like, always spent like a whole day in single specific areas of Tokyo. So like I spent one day in Shinjuku, Shibuya, just getting lost and walking around, experiencing the different, like, the back streets, and yeah, getting in touch with the locals. I loved it so far.
Yeah, locals, I think, are when you get off of the beaten track and you get out of your comfort zone. A lot of people are a little bit afraid to go into places where, I don't know, there's no English menu or something.
Yes, I really try, like, I feel like it's like I have those 2 weeks here, so I have to get out of my comfort zone to get the full experience out of it. So
Yeah, that's really great. I think that's the perfect plan. When you come into a country so different like Japan, you have to, if you want an adventure, you have to get out of your comfort zone and go to places and push yourself, right?
Yeah, that's also like one of the main reasons for solo traveling for me.
Yeah. So you're gonna go back to Germany a changed man.
Yes.
I guess that's it. You came here a boy, you're leaving Japan a man.
Exactly.
Although you could drink alcohol 2 years ago, so it's it's different. Oh man. I guess the grass is always greener on the other side. Kanai is so excited to go to Germany, to go back to Europe. And of course she loves Japan, but I guess for Japanese, there's so much mystique about Germany and the history and the beauty of it. And then here, I guess in Germany, coming to a place like Japan is
mind-blowing.
Mind-blowing, yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. We're really excited. We're leaving to go to Germany, to Vienna which is Austria, on the 5th. There's very, very cheap flights by ANA, from Tokyo to Vienna right now. I don't know why. And then we take a train to Prague. We don't even stay in Vienna. We go straight to Prague for 2 nights. Then we go to Germany for the rest of the trip, and then 1 night in Vienna before going home.
Sounds like a good plan.
It's not bad. Do you know any really nice small towns in Germany that might have good Christmas markets? I love Christmas markets. I don't know why. Maybe it's the spirit of it, you know.
To be honest, I know, like, if you live in Berlin, you rarely leave it.
Yeah.
Because Berlin alone is like so so wide and so
It's a big city, right?
yeah.
There's a city called Rothenburg I was thinking of going to, near Nuremberg.
Okay.
That looks like a pretty interesting Christmas market. The thing is, in Japan, our Christmas is awful. There's no passion, no spirit, no meaning behind it. It's just shopping.
And KFC, right?
And KFC, yes! There's KFC, and then there's also like the 24th, which is big date night for couples, and they go out, and the love hotels are all filled with couples. That's the night where boyfriends and girlfriends really, meet like that. So that's special for them. But when I go to like Bavaria, especially like southern Germany and the Alps, the Christmas there is just so nice. I don't know. All right, so there you go. Do you have any questions about Japan, Alex?
I feel like I'm well prepared, but I will just see what happens. Are there any more recommendations in Tokyo?
How much time do you have?
One more week
How much time
only.
do I have? Mr. Potter writes in once again, he will be your first subscriber.
Thank you.
So Mr. Potter's got your back. And thank you, Justin and Nobuta. I really appreciate. I know Nobuta for a long time has been in the live streams, so chatting. So I really appreciate the support. Yeah, there's a ton of different. I'm looking at some of the questions here. If you do have any questions, the next couple of minutes we'll do that, and I'm gonna sign off. Markets that sell food items for Christmas are so good too. Yeah, the hot sugar almonds and the warm spiced wine and the chocolate and the sausages and so many different types of foods there. I have to do my homework. How many likes to extend? 400. Yeah, I will keep going if we get 400 likes. You have 5 minutes to do it. Audience participation. I'll take you to the next intersection.
I've liked already.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should too.
Is Alex staying at an Airbnb? Why don't you tell us about why did you pick Appa Hotel?
It was just like random choice. After booking, actually, I learned that it's like a huge chain here, but it's okay. I like it so far.
It's to me that's my good old trusty, always available and pretty affordable hotel. I've never had a problem with it. The service has been pretty good. I don't like the rooms because they put a lot of advertisements in it, and they might be a little bit too small. But the price is good, and it's clean, and they got washers and dryers. Does yours have a washer and dryer?
Not in the room, but
Oh yeah, in the
public
hotel.
one,
Yeah. Not a lot of hotels have that. They make you do their laundry service, which is like $20 for a shirt. So yeah, Appa Hotel, I don't have any complaints other than the owner's a little crazy.
Yeah.
Well, we are close to 400. What? How did that happen? How did that happen? Yeah. Also, Halloween is getting into full gear, and there's a lot of Halloween decorations. People are already starting to chatter about the Shibuya Halloween. I'm not someone who will be going to that. I think it's crazy.
I saw videos of like trucks getting thrown over.
I know. People I guess when young people drink, they get a little out of hand and things can get crazy. It's getting better. The police presence is huge. Oh, dozo. The police presence is huge. But in general, it's a lot better than it used to be. The traditions. You can go ahead if you want to have a sandwich.
I'm full.
The tradition is that there used to be a Yamanote line where foreigners would get on. It was advertised in the adverts of a free paper of which subway train line has the party car, and that Shinagawa foreigners would dress up and they would go inside the Yamanote subway line and they would have a party disregarding any of the rules, and any Japanese who got onto the car was very uncomfortable because it was just like, who are these foreigners partying in there? the train would go around the Yamanote line, and then when they got to Shinagawa, the police would just arrest them or break it up. After a couple of years, they just arrested them, and then after the third or fourth year, they got so wise the police were stationed on the platform, and it ended, sort of. Some people tried and were arrested, or deported, I believe. There were some deportations.
If you get arrested, it's like 21 days at least, right?
Yeah.
Like custody.
They can hold you for 21 days for no reason, but if you confess, usually they'll let you out right away.
Oh.
It's about confessing. Usually they won't arrest you unless they have a solid case on you anyways, like footage, video of you doing it, witnesses and everything. They don't just hold you for no reason. I've been here for 20 years and I've never been arrested, so it's not like something that just happens. You have to try to get arrested. You have to really do something bad to get arrested in Japan. But I guess it was about 5 or 6 years ago that they started this Halloween. It used to be in Roppongi, they had the big Halloween parties because that's where a lot of the foreigners go for drinking. But I guess it was 5 years ago, Shibuya shut down the area and started this Halloween party thing. And it's been good for the local economy, but it also creates more trouble than it's worth. Last year was sort of bad. I guess the cars, some dude tried to fight a police officer, and some people were on top of a car, and somebody just like got drunk and jumped off of a car. I don't know. See, Japan is reactive. Oh, we gotta go for 500 likes now. And we're gonna leave in a second. Japan is reactive. Though we have a lot of freedoms, and this is important. All right, I'm gonna look straight at you. If you break the rules in Japan, like fly a drone, and you know you shouldn't fly drones in the city of Tokyo, just don't do it. There's signs all over the place. But if you do it and you break the law and you say, why not? What's the problem? What happens is that the law stops it for everybody, right? And then the result is that we all lose that privilege. That's how they do. So they see a problem and they react to it, and then they ban it for everybody. The reason why Japan's laws for drones are so bad is because some jack in the hole flew his drone onto the roof of the prime minister. And then within a week, they just banned all drones. We used to be able to fly them in Yoyogi Park to get rid of it. Glenda writes in here, are there pumpkins in Japan? Yes, there are, but they're not. This one's for Kanai. I'm gonna save. We have one sandwich for Kanai. I'm bringing you a sandwich. Kanai, this is yours. She might be watching. She's got ballet practice today. Our ballet teaching. She's teaching ballet. All right, Alex, shall we go to the next intersection for the people?
Yes, sure.
We're doing it for you. And this is where I wear a hat. It's a disaster, my hair. Oh, we can go to the Ginza, to the, what do we call it? The Nagano store. I love the Nagano store. Love the Nagano store. I canceled my meetup yesterday because of the high winds. It would have been impossible to live stream. So instead of looking at my overexposed face because the sun is in it, I'm squinting to see your comments here. We're gonna be hanging a right and taking you to the next intersection where I think it's a little bit better. Because they shut down the streets, this is where I did the opening to the sandwich episode, right there where those two people are standing in the middle of the screen. And Kanai and I live like within a bicycle ride of here, so we like to come here on the weekends sometimes, just chillax. TV companies will come here to interview people as well. It's an easy interview. Pickup place for interviewees. I'm going to be in Fukuoka on the 7th with Kanai. So you're going to expect a live stream from the other side of Japan. Oh, do you want to try, all right, let's go to the other side. That there's a police box, this reflector building, and the police are most famous not for preventing crime, but also for giving directions. If you ever get lost, you ask a police officer. In any other country, you would never do that, but in Japan, the police are here to give directions. They really are. There's a map as well on the side of the police. What they will do, the police will bring you here and then show you where to go. How do I know? Because I've done that too. Been lost. All right, so these are the places here. I don't know if we're gonna get one. I'm kind of full from that sandwich, but these shops here have the most amazing confections. Check it out. This is a chestnut and marron. This looks so good. What? Strawberry, and the other one is blueberry. But if you go over here, this is where things get real. Have you ever had a daifuku?
No.
Oh no, you have.
The mochi around.
Yeah, the mochi around, the red bean paste, and this is the best in the city, I think. It's so good it flickers. Do you see that? The more I zoom, the faster it gets, the flicker. That's just the electronic, the voltage here in Japan. It's 50 megahertz or something. Do you want one? Should we get one for Alex? Have you had these before?
No.
No? Oh, well then we're gonna have to get one. Usually they have strawberries in it. Do you want one with a chestnut or a...
Choices again.
Oh wait, what's this one? This one is with sweet vinegar. So that has sweet vinegar and an apricot, I think, in there. So that looks pretty good. That's mochi. You gonna try that one? Got 1,000. I love this guy's hairstyle. He's got the best hair in Japan. Look at that. Very good full head of hair that makes me and Peter jealous. Oh, I should get one too. That one looks good too with the beans in there. I'm gonna go kuri daifuku. Some people are getting freaked out with the flashing light. Sorry, there's Wako. Kuri daifuku. Hi. Oh, did you get yours?
Yeah.
Oh, Alex got his. I had 2 yen. Hey, Matsumi's here. All right, Matsumi, I'll get one for Kanai on the way back. That's nice of you. Michael's here as well. Thank you, Michael. I should have given her my 2 yen. Oh, it's all right. It's too late now. I'm gonna get back a lot of coins now. Right. Mr. Potter says thank you. Thank you, Mr. Potter. Let's go over here to the corner. This is where Kanai and I ate daifuku in the corner here once. Yes, it's still here. We're gonna do the same thing we did. All right. So Alex is our star today. This is ridiculous. I put the tripod up here. All right. So this is what it came in, this bag here. You can seal it if you want to eat it for later. Matsumi, I will be taking some back for Kanai on my way back home. I'm going straight home after this. She's at ballet. She's teaching ballet right now. She teaches kids ballet. She'll be back at 5 p.m. So she's gonna be quite happy with that. This is heavy. This has some volume to it. And you can see the little chestnut burned into the top of it. You see that? You get the same. Oh, you got the one with the apricot in there.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. All right, let's try this.
Okay.
Itadakimasu. Whoa! That's a good chestnut.
So many flavors.
Apricot?
Yes. Wow. One of many wows when eating Japanese food.
It's totally different flavors in your mouth compared to Western cuisine. This one, the red bean paste is so naturally sweet. I'm sure they add a little bit of sugar to it, but like, this is seasonal. This is akebono. And in the winter, they'll use strawberries because strawberries is a winter fruit here. They're in greenhouses. They're really sweet dessert strawberries. In the fall, they use chestnuts. In the spring, they'll use other seasonal ingredients. What would they use in the spring? I can't remember. But it's really good. I love this. Oh, sakura. They use cherry blossoms in the spring. Oh, man. It's really good mochi, too. Wow. You won't need dinner, huh? You're not gonna need dinner. That's so good. Words cannot describe the awesomeness of Ginza. Honestly, it doesn't seem like a street food here, but there totally is. The other place next to Akebono is called Rokumeikan, right there. Also some really good cookies and things like that, sold right onto the street here. And then the last thing I'm going to show you before we head off is when you come to Ginza, get off of that main avenue, Chuo Avenue. It's really cool, but the magic of Ginza is in the alleys. The magic of Ginza is like right here. Take a left. And you can see they have pumpkin butter waffles here. This is the Belgian waffle chain mannequin. So Halloween is in full swing. So is the Aloha Spirit. I am not getting in there. No matter how much the super chat. Don't even try. Don't try. I don't know. I've never heard of this chain here, but it's always filled with foreign tourists. This is Hage-ten. Hage-ten is a tendon, which is tempura on rice, like a donburi. And let me see, I can get you really quickly show you what I'm talking about. I've eaten here a couple of times, but it's always been foreign tourists there. The price is a little bit pricey, but the tendon is pretty good though. I've never had a bad one. But I know that the chef gets a little impatient because there's all these Westerners who have no idea what they're doing, and they're asking silly questions, or they can't speak any Japanese, and I can tell that the chef is getting a little bit testy sometimes. Sometimes. And this is my favorite shop here. This is the Ginza, Ginza Nagano shop. And inside here, you can get a lot of the Nagano craft beer, which is really good. Let's see if they got anything seasonal, because we're almost at 500 likes. take a quick look inside. Oh, they do. They have the Nagano brown ale. Oh, how cool is that? All right, I might have to get some. So I'm getting Kanai some Daifuku. I'm getting John some brown ale beer. All right. And I like this one. The apple guy drinking a beer. That's not a bad beer either. It's regional. I don't think anyone would card you if you got one. But people watching can't do that. Amazake. I didn't know this is Tororoku. Doboroku. This is a different kind. Doboroku is the different kind of Japanese sake. You don't really see it that often, but the reason why Doboroku is more popular than Japanese sake, why some people brew it, is because the taxes are lower to do it. It's made in a different way, just like different ingredients. Doboroku. Oh, and they have Nagano flavored potato chips. There's Matsumoto Castle. I've never seen that before. Very cool. And my favorite katsudon restaurant is nearby, but I'm not showing you where that is, live stream people. Because some secrets got to go down with the boat. The skipper's taking that secret down with him. Hey, Mark writes in here, thank you for taking time to stop and say hi today at Tokyo Station. Go Bills. Hey! Thanks, Mark. I wish I had more time. Wish I had more time. Very impressed with the Bills' young quarterback, by the way. Very impressed at his development, the Wyoming product. I'll be cheering on the Bills next week. Or this week. What are we talking about? It's Saturday. Saturday. Those are some short shorts. All right, we're going to say, oh, and the Rugby World Cup is still going on. I'm going to see if I can go to an event and just bring you the vibe from outside of that. I got to check the schedule. But as I said, Kanai and I are going to be in Fukuoka from the 7th to the 11th. We come back on the 11th really late at night. And PVG is going down with us, so it should be a pretty epic trip. I'll try to live stream on the 7th, but I'll be out of communique from the 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th because I'm not allowed to broadcast the TV show that we're producing down there. We'll be riding a train that's luxurious, has many stars. That's all I could say. They didn't say I could not tell people what I was doing because I just can't film. But yeah, it's a Discovery Channel episode. They invited Kanai and I down there. Very cool. And then I invited PVG. He's crashing. So pay it forward. Always invite your friends if you can. Remember who your friends are, and whenever a chance comes, you bring your friends with you. Never forget who your friends are. It's Discovery Channel worldwide, I guess. Is there world one? I don't know. It's the main one, the big one. The host is an English speaker, so it's not at Discovery Channel Japan. Oh, there's the Shinkansen going by. Do you see it? Boom. Gone. And we're going to end right here. We didn't get the 500 likes. Underneath us right there is the Sukiyabashi Jiro. Do you know that guy? Jiro Sushi? $300 for dinner, which is actually pretty cheap for high-end sushi, but he's like 100 years old now. His shop is underneath that building to your right.
Have you eaten that?
Have I? No, but I've eaten at high-end sushi that cost me the same amount of money, and I can tell you, was it worth it? I think so. I don't put a value on it because it was about an experience like we were talking about. I'll probably not go again. Well, motorbike gang of one. I probably won't go to high-end sushi very often. Oh, is that the Rolls Royce we saw before? No, it's a different color. I don't know if I'd do it again, but I wouldn't mind trying there, but I heard he's not there anymore. His son took over, who was like 70 himself, so not sure. Watch the screen as we hit 500 likes. Yeah, we just did it. You wanted me to keep going? What am I supposed to do? I'm not supposed to keep going. What are we supposed to do? This is the Sony. This is the Sony Plaza. The Sony building used to be here. They took it away, built a park. I think that's really commendable. But none of the business inside here is something that I would use. Tokyo FM broadcasts here out of this trailer sometimes. But I don't know. I think they're going to be building it next year, a new building. So bye-bye to the park. All right, we'll go one more. We'll go to the Okinawa store, okay? All right. All right, we're extending the live stream by 3 minutes because we hit 500. Don't even try to get to 1,000. If you get to 1,000, I will. What will I do? I will go back and buy all those beers and drink all of them. No, I never make a promise. I'm pretty sure we're not going to get to 1,000 anyways. Always make a crazy promise and watch what happens. The internet goes cry. I will wear that burger right in front of us. I will wear it if we get to 1,000 likes. I'll rub it all over my shirt. 1,000 likes. People are liking it. It's not a good sign. It's getting scary. I don't think there's no way we'll get to 1,000. So you can make crazy promises. This short building, I love Ginza. I always have stories about this area. That building there is on the bottom part. There's a cinema in there, and I've been going to that cinema for years, just a long time. Yurakucho Cinema. Also on the other side, there's another cinema. Yurakucho is kind of the entertainment district from the 1990s, I guess, all the way back to the 70s, 80s, and I believe I don't know the history too much about it, but Yurakucho, just the kanji for it means like fun. Raku. R-A-K-U. And we're about 2-3 minutes away walking down Ginza back to Tokyo Station because we're wrapping around away from my katsudon restaurant, which I love. I think I've taken Peter there twice too. And we're gonna go to the Okinawa store, which is one of my favorites, to get some sea salt cookies they have from Okinawa. There is a Tokyu Hands here. It's not as big as the one in Shibuya. I would recommend going to the one in Shibuya and the one in Shinjuku instead. Hey, Chicken on Biscuits, long time no see. YouTube master of the live and pure dedication on the commitment. Follow, donate. Thank you, Chicken on Biscuits. You too are a viewing master. I know you've been watching for years now. I can't believe I've been live streaming since the beginning of, like, the beginning part of 2017. It's crazy. Technology has evolved, even though this one had some problems because of the new phone. I'm using the iPhone 11 Pro right now, but it wasn't like that. Some artsy movies up here in the Toei cinema. That's good though that they still. Japanese cinema is not. Have you ever watched a Japanese movie, Alex?
Oh, actually on the plane, on the airplane.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the name was again.
It's like
but
Kurosawa movie from the 1950s.
It was like a comedy, action comedy mixture. And I watched it with Japanese audio and English subtitles to get into the Japanese speaking mood.
Was it entertaining?
It was, yeah. It was funny.
Sometimes Japanese actors tend to overact because in everyday life people have poker faces and not so emotional in real everyday life. But if you do a drama that's just like everyday life, like in real, it's pretty boring, right?
Yeah, I see.
That's the dilemma that Japanese TV has. Everyday life is pretty non-eventful and boring compared to the Jersey Shore, for example. So people, they overact and it comes off as non-authentic. But Japanese actors have come a long way at perfecting the craft. And I think it's like the kabuki or the live performances are way better than the ones on TV and on the cinema. But again, cinema has come a long way in just 20 years. The standards of and quality of acting has gone a long way. Wow, look at all these little stickers here. I was rewatching one of my old, there's the Tokyo Hands. That is one of the most, have you been in Tokyo Hands? It is like the ones. Oh, in Shibuya, yeah. They have everything in there. It's just so weird. You walk around there and just, you can't stop looking around at weird stuff like that you want to buy.
Same with Donkey.
Yeah, Don Quixote. You could spend an entire day in there. Did you find what Peter and I were looking for?
What were you looking for?
They had these underwears. It was called Black Man underwear. They had like a special, like this is only in Japan first. Like if they tried to sell that in the United States, there'd be riots. I mean, I don't know how it would go over, but it was the most like racist thing, and we found it in the Don Quixote. It was insane. We did a live stream on it. At the end, Peter holds it up, and I think he bought it. He bought 2 pairs. This is the Ishikawa Prefecture, Kanazawa, and Kanazawa's famous for gold, and you can get the gold leaf ice cream cone here. It's about I think it's $10. The sheet of gold, I was told, costs no more than 100 yen. It depends on the quality, between 100 and 200 yen, so they jack up the price by double. So the profit margin's pretty good on these golden ice creams. So I know why they do it. And there's the mascot for Ishikawa Prefecture, one of the 47 prefectures. This one's on the Sea of Japan. Kanai and I were there a couple months ago. Really nice place. Mr. Potter writes in again, your biggest fan, Alex. Will you stay in Tokyo for your next week? John is wearing Black Man underwear right now. No, I am not Mr. Potter. And how do you know? Chicken on biscuits, every videos on this channel. Absolutely. How do you know what I'm wearing? I guess you could tell from my mood. I do feel a little bit freer. And here's the Okinawa store. Back here, this is a cafe that opened about 10 years ago, the Cafe de Ginza. It's not an old institution, but it's kind of a neat cafe. In the summer, they'll open up the windows and you can look out into the street. Japanese think we're in front of the Okinawa store. Oh, look, they're giving out free shochu. Is that free? They're giving a free booze. Should I try some? Oh, what is that? It's like a bar out here. Oh, Alex is not allowed to have that on camera. You're not allowed to have it on camera. Oh, it's 100 yen. That's pretty affordable. But yeah, it's not free. It's 100 yen, but still, that's like free. It's an open bar. Look at we're right off of the road and they're drinking booze. Look at this. Right off of the road and they're drinking Okinawa shochu and sake, the hard stuff. That's pretty awesome.
You don't see that in America, right?
No, you do not. No, you do not. Should I try one? All right, I'm trying one just to say thank you to everybody. Alex can be the cameraman. Here you go, Alex. Okay, hold her gently.
Yes.
Her name is Lucille. She's a baseball bat. Just kidding. It's a Walking Dead reference.
All right.
Oh, the screen is off.
Yeah, no signal.
How'd that